someone would read that and think that's a very, very heavy reaction just for making money. I'm going to become a stone or a tree just because I live my life making money to support my family.
Do you think Bhagavatam has to compromise in some other words rather than giving them the real shock? Truth cannot be covered up. It's called naked truth. That truth will make us really naked. Naked truth. The absolute truth is quite open. Doesn't have any covering. Everything depends upon it. So why should we try to cover the absolute truth? Relative truths can be covered. But they are exposed and they are perceptible through our senses. But why should we hide the absolute truth? Prabhupada, brought and exposed the absolute truth. He did not hide. Krishna did not hide. That has to be conveyed in a very, very understandable way, rather than compromising. It may be a social custom, Prabhupada says, that satyam vada priyam vada, satyam apriyam mavada. But we are not for social convention. To call spade a spade. Then, if the shoes fit, wear it. Otherwise, where will one have an opportunity to understand whether he is right or wrong? When we say Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, this is absolute truth. Why do we have to hide him under, oh, he is one of the incarnation and things like that? That's a compromise. No, he is the one who incarnates. There's so many. That's the last word of the religion. Prabhupada was bold enough. Remember that video in Acharya series? Professor Thomas Hawkins, Stilton Judah, then Larry Shin was there, and I think another Dr. Basham was there. All these great stalwart Indologists and the universities like Harvard, Franklin and Marshall University, Thomas Hawkins was there, and Larry Shin was in Pennsylvania somewhere, They all came, they flew to Los Angeles to Srila Prabhupada. They were actually very good friends, and Prabhupada treated them very nicely. But still, Prabhupada wanted to convey them the message. So in this particular video, Prabhupada is starting the conversation. So you are all theologians, great theologians, teaching to the other students. So you must know who God is. Exactly. You must know who God is. And when it says who God is, they can't. They may be able to answer what God is, or how God is, or why God is. But who God is? Who is the God? And they started scratching their hands. Thomas Hawkins little dares to clarify. So he said, Prabhupada, you mean that according to this tradition or denomination, he can be God. And Prabhupada said, no. You are all theologians, and theology means one must know God. Or one must know who God is. Then and then anything about him can be said. So he said, according to all these different philosophies, they are not coming to a unified answer. Said, Prabhupada said, let me clear first. You are not knowing who God is. My question is very simple these days. You are not knowing who God is. So, you are not theologians, but you may speculate about the theory. Who could be, according to this domination? Now, my other God is one, and who is that? Says Prabhupada, you are right. But, so in first thing, that you are not theologian, you are theosophist. A theosophist speculate who God could be. So they gather all different religions and scrutinize. Alright? This started in India by Madame Blavatsky Theosophical Society and spread all around the world. They simply quibble. So anyway, Prabhupada says, so here I am, coming with the authority of great acharyas, the professors like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Nimrata Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and I am following in the same process. And I am presenting, here is God, Krishna. Why don't you accept it? First of all, you do not know. But I am bringing the authority to expose you. Here is Krishna. Why don't you accept him as God? Then Prabhupada, yes, you are right. But does it mean that everybody has to become another? Self-realization is only intellectual understanding and then try to manipulate according to material circumstances of time, place, and these teachings of different dogmas or so-called philosophy. Generally, the philosophical base for all this man-made religion is very poor. It's only the Vedic religion that is heavily philosophized. Philosophy is required to present the absolute truth. But here, it is manifesting as the Supreme Personality of God. So the practice of the applied knowledge is here. The practice is an applied knowledge. So a pure devotee is not hiding anything. Why don't you accept? And then the whole conversation was trickily diverted by Prabhupada not to embarrass them. But he was right. He presented the absolute truth without glamorizing anything.
There's one quote in this similar to this point. It was a letter to Srimati Morariji by Srila Prabhupada from France, 7th of August 1976. He said, "Devotees always humbly offer respect to everyone, but when there is a discussion on a point of Shastra, they do not observe the usual etiquette. Satyam bruyat priyam bruyat. They speak only Satyam, although it may not necessarily be priyam."
Same.
So that's the quote.
means Satyam Priya, Priyam Priya, but they do not speak, however, not palatable. No, for the absolute truth, he can speak. He will say, we are not entertainers. We are not here to please the audience. But this is in conversation and giving class to. So, social convention is there. Prabhupada doesn't want to go and confront Sumati Maharaji, and because she is a devotee too. What is the necessity for a devotee to confront a devotee? If one is engaged in devotional service, there is no need of confrontation. Prabhupada wanted her help, and he was genuine. And after he was a sannyasi, so that is his right dharma, to beg from the wealthy people. Right? I don't know how much money she has given to Srila Prabhupada. We do not have much record of that. Neither it is mentioned. But whatever help she did for Srila Prabhupada to give a free ticket on the job. Now, at that time, the jetliners and everything was going on. If she could have given money, she could have saved so much. But whatever she gave, it became a historical event. Because whoever came in contact with Srila Prabhupada, even on board Jaladuta, like the Captain Pandya and his wife, and they were witness of the transcendental nature. For us to understand and have full faith on Srila Prabhupada. Right? So, approach of Srila Prabhupada was very respectful to a devotee, because she, for the absolute truth, he is not going to confront with it. So that's out of question. Right? So, Prabhupada remained humble to ask. My Guru Maharaj said, that's why I have to go. I'm stuck, so please help. And even though she was from Nathadwara, means she was one of the managing trustee of Nathadwara, she had her own business of shipping company. And in place of her husband, she was running it. So, our interaction with the devotees should be very, very humble, and Srila Prabhupada's example is very good. Yeah. That she was not from our sampradaya, still she was a Vaishnava. We didn't have any confrontation with Vallabhacharya or his teachings. He is considered to be pure devotee. Even by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he approved finally. He corrected some anomalies, and he was very strict about it. Otherwise, there are no situations. And how wonderfully he corrected. He has to take shelter. Well, Vallabhacharya has to take shelter of Gadadhar Pandit. And he helped. She had the mood of Radharani, corrected Vallabhacharya. But in a very easy way, that Gadadhar Pandit was able to take some hard words from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but then melted his heart. When Radharani approaches and requests, Krishna may remove her, but it can also simultaneously melt Krishna's heart, because They are in deep love. So satyam priyat priyam priyat asatyam apriyam na satyam apriyam ma priyat. That is a social convention. Who? No, Rudra Sampradaya. He took the seat. Rudra Sampradaya. But that is getting extinct because there is no disciplic succession. Rather, it is a seminal succession. So it is limiting within the family. And family traditions are getting broken down by the influence of Kali. Right? But they still are surviving. They work hard to train up their, descendants and the shastras, conclusions and everything.
So it says the Vaishnava can be as soft as a rose or as hard as a thunderbolt. So there's the ability to learn how to apply in the proper situation that's required.
Proper situation is of friendliness, without any vengeful attempt, that can be corrected. And Prabhupada did not have any vengeance on anybody to present this hard fact. And they appreciated such boldness, which they could not respond to. So, it doesn't mean that their friendship is lost. No, they praised Srila Prabhupada at such a highest level, that no other were ever praised. All right, thank you very much, Hare Krishna, Guru Prabhupada.
No.